NYC, and we are back. Let me get this camera straight. How y'all doing? Woo! Come on, let's go ahead. We on it. I ain't even playing this morning. Let me move that over there. Make sure we good. We in there. We in there. Let's force it. There we go. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. This is Our Bottom Line, where y'all are just as much as informed as I am. What we got going on this morning? Trump, Epstein victims ask, why are they trying to silence us? Woo, y'all, my favorite day of the week. I can't even play Monday. It's like a Friday to me. They got to pick up that phone. I'm always excited when it's Monday. Can't you just smell the work about to happen? Who we got up in the building real quick? We got Batty Lynn up in the building. We got Rebecca Lanyan Bueno. We got Mark Dorfman. We got Frederick. We also have Jeffrey Spilker. Who else we got up in here? Rebecca Lanyan Bueno. I see you, Cat Dad. I see you. And without any further ado, y'all know what it's almost time to do, right? But wait, let me see. Not yet. Let's get the tie straight. Okay, we got the background good. Okay, everybody's lined up and doing what they got to do. Okay, we got everything. I hear the hissing in the background, so that means we got audio. Okay, I guess there's only one more thing that we got to do right now, right? Woosah. Can't you just smell the Monday? And we made it again to another day. Thank God. Appreciate you so much. We made it another one, y'all. Okay. There we go. I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. It's time to start the show. I hope you're ready. Yo, 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 yo. Ain't it great being alive? You ready, fool? Because I am. Come on, you better take this power today, baby. I'm not holding back. I'm not playing at all. Yeah. Come on. And yes, it's a little cold on the tips. That really wakes you up in the morning. Just a nice little dabble right there where you can just feel it all on your pores and everything. And then you got to take it all the way back to the 90s where it's about that time where Strictly Business came out and it was like, you called and told me that you wanted to leave. I never say I could sing, y'all. But it seems that you don't wanna leave me. Y'all ready? Dun, 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 dun. We were so happy together when we first met. What? And then you started acting crazy. Oh, baby, what's happening? All I know. I can't help it. You know why I'm so excited, you guys? Because he woke us up another day in this pump that be Monday, September 8th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. How y'all doing this morning? Please excuse me for my rendition of that song. It was more feeling than actual song capability. But I had to get it out because that's that. You called and told me that you wanted to leave. Y'all remember that? And you just be in the club like, but it seems that you don't want to leave. Man, tell the truth now. I used to tear that song up on the dance floor. Come on now. Not only Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It, but that song right there was a banger. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Who we got up in the building right now? Cat Daddy said this and that and that and this. We got Mark Dorfman said good morning to Fred. We got Rebecca Lanyan Bueno chiming in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. How are my people out in Germany doing today? Everybody good? Okay, who else we got up in the building? We also got Jeffrey Spilker. We got Cat Dad, like I said. Mark Dorfman, always showing love. Batty Lynn, come on, girl. That's, you know how we do it. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out how you always do. Who else we got up in here? We got the solo thug up in here. We got somebody that just popped in because they're trying to get recognized, and that's what you're supposed to do. We got, who's that, Lola? That's Lola Brock. Good morning from Hoodsburg, Kentucky. Okay, we got Jan up in the building. Cat Dad. Okay, those ninjas are guilty. YouTube copyrights those kinds of songs. So we got Boog's versions instead. I can't do it. I can't play them in the background. It would be so fantastic if they would let me do that. That would be dope. But guess what? They crunch down on us, but we do what we can, you know. I wish you guys just sing along with all of us be having our shower sounding voices early in the morning. But you know what I'm really happy about? I'm happy about the fact that God brought us together this morning, and we able to do this, able to have fun. And even though we're going through a lot of stressful times, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world, we still have a place that we can come and be a community and do what we got to do and have our voice, have our friends chime in, say what's up to our friends every day. That's why I get up every morning and why I'm turned up. And with that being said, I got a full loaded clip this morning, you guys, and y'all already know what I got also. I got 5 on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to stack 5 videos at a time. After I stack those videos, I'll be right back in the comments to see what you guys got to say about it. We're going to stay on topic. You're going to let me know where you're from and let me know what time it is, because that's what I like. I like to know what time it is where you guys are from, because it's very important for research. Why? Because I go to those places after we get off and say, what's going on where Cat Dad is from? What's going on where Jeffrey's from? This way, when I come back, they're like, oh, he actually got some content from right around where we're at. And it makes the conversation so much more engaging, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward, because I'm ready to work. I'm ready to go. And without any further ado, let's get into these titles. Here we go. We've got Trump. The Epstein victims are asking, why are they trying to silence us? We've got a lot of conversation right now. It's going back and forth. We got files. We got redactions. We got the victims actually coming out and saying, you know what? If you guys don't make your list, we're going to make our own. Now it's to the point where they feel as if they're trying to be silenced. Why is that? We're going to get into it. Let's keep on moving forward, because we got more on the topics this morning. We've got an LA man that's Unbreakable glass stops the thieves from targeting a store. 2 days ago, we played a video of some kids inside of I'm not even going to say kids, vandals inside of the inside of the mall, trying to break into a jewelry store. What happened? None of the jewelry was taken because of some sort of complex glass that this one individual makes. This glass is probably going to sell out around the world once people find out about it. Let's keep on going, because last but not least, we've got major pushback from many as the National Guard are about to be deployed to Chicago by the Trump administration. People in Chicago are saying, oh, don't send them over here. Don't do it. You got the governor pushing back because he wants to make sure that he gets all of the burgers for himself. Like he says, I will gladly pay you for a burger on Tuesday that you give me today. Let me stop. Let me be serious, because this is a serious topic. Chicago under a little bit of nervousness, certain other areas, because guess what? They have a high population of illegal immigrants, and they know that it's coming. Watch your head. Yeah, it's coming. Yo, you know what we got to do right now, right? It's time to get to work. Y'all heard enough of me talking. Let's get busy with this first clip where we've got the President Trump. He gaggles with the press before departing from the White House. This is, I think, when he was about to go to the U.S. Open, walks up to this one reporter and really gives him the business, calls him second rate. Let's go, y'all. Good morning. It's Monday. Let's get it. No excuses. Got to pick up that phone, and we got to get to work.
Are you declaring war on Mr. President? Are you ready to go to war with Chicago?
When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why would
I don't
the
go to war.
Department of Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
Mr. President, are you ready? Are you ready to look at this?
He said you're second rate. That's why you. But he said, hush, don't say that, because they were saying, are you declaring WAR on Chicago? He really didn't like that. Gave pushback to that reporter that said that, called him second rate. The humming, I apologize. I went to 3 different networks. Same hissing because of the helicopter.
Second phase. Are you ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing Putin?
Mr. President, what do you think of all the establishment attacks on RFK Jr.?
Well, he's a different kind of a guy. He's got a lot of good ideas, but he's got a lot of ideas. You know, normally they don't have any ideas, and that's why we have problems with autism and some of the other things. Because we're coming up with the answers for autism. You watch. We're coming up with the answers for other things that normal people, regular people, easy to get along with people wouldn't be able to do. He's got a lot of ideas, and so do I. And we're
Why
target Chicago and Boston when there are cities and red states with higher crime rates?
Yeah. Really higher than Chicago?
You're hot like Memphis.
Excuse me. Do you know how many people were killed in Chicago last weekend? 8. You know how many people were killed in Chicago the week before? 7. You know how many people were wounded? 74 people were wounded. You think there's worse than that? I don't think so.
A question about Lebanon. Hezbollah refuses to hand over its weapons to the Lebanese government.
Who does?
The Iran ally, Hezbollah, refuses to hand over its
We'll
weapons.
respond to that later.
Are you considering attacking the cartels inside of Venezuela? You attack.
What are you going to find out?
That last question was, are you going to attack the cartels inside of Venezuela? He said, you're going to find out. We got to keep on moving forward now, because we got Carolyn Leavitt that's going to be over here leveling the playing field a little bit, because she's answering the question. Thank you so much, Cat Dad, for the $5 super chat. Getting that glove on payday. But in the meantime, here's a 5. Appreciate you. And I appreciate that. If everybody had 5 on it, I'd be straight right now. Me and Rebecca be good. I'd be able to get her that gift that we're supposed to be getting her. Or you thought I forgot about that, huh? Got a surprise for you coming up. Washington, Carolyn Leavitt said she's asked a question from a reporter about Chicago, and she fires off a little bit more about the governors, and she has the receipts in the form of what? Stats. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
With these shootings, and the second thing is Chicago. You know, anybody with a connected brainstem knows that Chicago's crime is out of control. And young black men are getting killed, laying dead in the middle of the streets every single day in Chicago. No president has addressed any of these issues. And so what is the White House going to do to address issues in their capacity to deal with the conflict and violence in Chicago?
Sure. Well, to your first question about this shooting in Minnesota, right now, the administration is focused on helping the people of Minnesota. It's been less than a day, of course, since this tragedy happened. We have federal law enforcement on the ground assisting local law enforcement. This investigation is ongoing. There's still a lot of facts to understand about these circumstances. And so we're going to continue to do that. As for Chicago and cracking down on crime, it is a priority of this administration to ensure that American cities are safe again. And I'm so glad that you brought up the crime in Chicago, because we've been seeing the governor of Illinois parading out there saying that there's nothing wrong with Chicago. It's a great place to live. There's no crime there. He doesn't need President Trump's help. Well, I think the residents of Chicago beg to differ, and the statistics beg to differ. And I'll just share a few of those statistics with all of you. For 13 consecutive years, Chicago has had the most murders of any U.S. city. This is J.B. Pritzker's legacy, by the way. For 7 consecutive years, Chicago has had the highest murder rate among U.S. cities with more than 1 million people. In 2024, just last year, Chicago's murder rate per capita was 3 times higher than Los Angeles and nearly 5 times higher than New York City.
Chicago gets $800 million towards crime. That's another thing that certain people are saying that the internal administration does not want to be messed around with. That's why they're getting pushback about sending over the about the National Guard. So that's what that's what people in Chicago are actually saying when it comes down to that regard right there. We got to keep on going, you guys, because I owe y'all more clips. Let's go. Let's get on over to this breaking news about DC, where the intern, the Erder case is now being talked about with Judge Jeanine Pirro. And these two guys that have been caught with this intern who's lost his life, you guys know what I'm talking about. An intern got pow by mistake. I don't know by mistake or if it was a stray. And this happened in DC. Judge Jeanine Pirro is going to bring us up to date on what's going on with this, as well as the fact that these guys are now being charged as adults.
All right, breaking news now. The U.S. Attorney General of D.C., Jeanine Pirro, is speaking. She's joined by the Metro Police Department Chief, Pamela Smith, and they are giving an update on the arrest and the murder of Congressional intern. Let's watch.
People who I think recognize today as the kind of day that reminds us why we do what we do. So, welcome to the United States Attorney's Office. I'm United States Attorney Jeanine Pirro. Every day in America, we lose innocent victims to violent criminals who seek to impose their violence on others. There is no timing, there is no warning. It's like a thunderbolt out of the sky. And suddenly, they are gone from us. And their families and friends and their community are left to suffer and wonder why. This is not only illegal, it is immoral, it is unacceptable, and we're not going to tolerate it. And that's why we're here today. Today, I stand here to address specifically the tragic event that has shaken D.C., the senseless, fatal shooting of a 21-year-old intern by the name of Eric Tarpinian Jackham, who was fatally shot in Northwest D.C. far too soon on June 30th of 2025. He was shot and killed at 10:28 at night. He was hit 4 times. The scene involved 2 rifles, 1 9mm, and 79 rounds on the ground. Eric was a rising senior at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. He was in the nation's capital, as many young people are, pursuing his passion for public service. He was interning for Representative Ron Estes, and he was an innocent bystander who was caught in a violent act that was not meant for him. He leaves behind his mother, Tamara, his father, Robert, his sister, Angela, and his brother, Jeremy.
Terrible, tragic situation right there, you guys. You know, we normally only do 2 minutes. We did it 2:33. And also, what else we always do? We have to definitely give a prayer for Eric's soul, as well as his family and everybody who's suffering this tragic time right now. We ask for peace and calmness, and hopefully they have some strength in this terrible, tragic time. We ask and we pray that in Jesus' name, amen. Keep on moving forward. And why do we do that? Because we might have a funny comment or a joke right after that. And we want to make sure that we give respect to the people that lost their lives before we move on with some funny sort of comedy or whatever like that. People that are in the comments that are trolling, I can't wait to get to you, baby. And everybody that has a glove, y'all already know what you got to do. If you see any trolls, all you got to do is say their name, and I'ma get them out of here. And I love doing it. Let's keep on moving forward. Let's go back to Washington, because we got J.D. Vance, who speaks on the potential 2028 run for president. What do you guys say? If J.D. Vance runs for president, would you vote for him? Everybody thumbs up if you would, thumbs down if you would not. J.D. Vance, if he says he's going to run for president for 2028, would you vote for him? Thumbs up, yes. Thumbs down, no. Let me know what you guys got on the topic. I want to know what you guys got on.
We're back with more of our interview with Vice President J.D. Vance. We've already reflected on his family life, past and present, but it's impossible to ignore the fact that he now holds one of the most important titles in the world. So how does he respond to that pressure? And what does he see in his political future?
There's so much to talk about with this administration. You know, you could argue that already you have been the vice president for the most consequential administration in American history. So give people a little bit of insight to how it is to work with President Donald Trump. What's been the most surprising part of being his vice president for you?
Oh, there's so many surprising things. I mean, I would say the most surprising thing, because obviously the president and I were close before I became the nominee.
Thank you,
the
Sean.
campaign was actually more parallel tracks. And I was doing my thing and he was doing his thing. And that's the nature of the beast, right? Because if he's going to be at a fundraiser, why not have me at a different fundraiser as opposed to the same one? Or if I'm going to speak to a crowd in Michigan, he's going to be speaking to a crowd in Wisconsin, right? You divide and conquer. And so even though we were doing this together, it felt a little bit more like parallel tracks. And so one thing I've learned just working with him like every day is he doesn't have an off switch. Like sometimes the president will call you at 12:30 or at 2 in the morning, and then he'll call you at 6 in the morning about a totally different topic. It's like, Mr. President, did you go to sleep last night? Like what is going on here? And you know, he says that's been one surprise. I think that the second, I don't know if I'd call it a surprise, but certainly something that I've learned is a little bit related to what I said earlier. He really does empower his people to do things, right? And that's, you know, the vice president's the weirdest role in the government because the president's clearly defined, the cabinet secretaries are clearly defined, you know, House and Senate members. The vice president is very much at the discretion of the president. Like if the president wants to empower the vice president, then he can do that. If the president wants to like not talk to the vice president at all, he can do that. And what the president, what's made this so much fun is the president all the time is just saying, JD, you go and do this, or JD, you go and talk to these leaders about this particular issue, or oh, you really care about this? No, you can do it. I'm not. You don't have to have me looking over you all the time. And there is this trust, and you see it with the president, Secretary Rubio. You see it with the president, Susie Wiles, with Steve Witkoff, our special envoy, who's done such a good job. Is he's very willing to say, this is what I want done. You go and do it. Report back or ask me for help if you need it. But that
okay, guys, you're taking too long, JD. We get it. We understand. You got to clear the playing field for yourself. But many people in here basically like up and down. I saw thumbs up and I saw a lot of thumbs down. But I was busy surfing and getting a lot of people out of here. So you already know what I got to do. I got a lot of work over here as the host, and you guys as the co-host. You got a lot of work that you guys got to do too. So you know what we're going to do now? Let's get on over to Los Angeles, where this man was charged for towing the ICE SUV during that TikToker's immigration arrest. Well, guess what he got? Locked up for thinking he can tow ICE. Oh my God, people be trying to make their little point, and then next thing you know, they out there. After all of the hoopla and after all of the big press that they get, they got to deal with all of that stuff on a one-on-one basis, and it's not that easy, is it?
A Los Angeles tow truck driver is facing charges of theft of government property after authorities say he towed a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement SUV. It happened during the arrest of 24-year-old TikTok personality Tatiana Mafla Martinez. The Department of Homeland Security says she entered the country illegally from Colombia in 2022 and was convicted of a DUI. Now, the man the Department of Justice says was behind the wheel, 33-year-old Bobby Nunez, stands accused of interfering with an immigration enforcement operation after law enforcement says he towed one of the ICE vehicles boxing in Martinez's car as she was arrested.
Ain't so funny no more, huh, Bobby?
The DOJ says Nunez made off with the vehicle while a gun and the keys were still inside.
Wow.
A DHS spokesperson tells Newsweek Nunez mocked and videotaped ICE officers chasing him during the incident.
Wow.
They say Nunez was arrested days later, and if convicted, he faces up to 10 years behind bars. Witness video shows Martinez pulled out of the car by her arms and legs. Agents say she was resisting orders, but her attorney tells ABC7 that she was scared because the agents failed to show a warrant. He also also believes she was targeted because she had filmed ICE operations as part of her TikTok content, alerting people to agents' activity. Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley wrote in a social media post, Bobby Nunes is under arrest for brazenly towing an ICE vehicle. He is charged with theft of government property.
There you go.
Apparently, he thought it would be funny to interfere with our immigration enforcement operations. Now he can laugh behind bars while he faces justice. Nunes' bond
They also said that he's looking at up to 10 years. What's that bond like?
has been set at $10,000, and as of Tuesday, he had yet to enter a plea in the case.
Oh, so he's still locked up. He ain't got the bail money. You mean to tell me your tow truck company ain't put up that money for you, Bobby? Huh? Bobby. Bobby. Look like you had to deal with that on your own, buddy. Watch your head. He was like this in the whip. Y'all saw that? Looking around at the last time he gonna see a pizza shop for a little while. Chinese restaurant. Yeah, it's not so funny anymore, huh, Bobby? Let's keep it moving, you guys. We got this suspect in a road rage stills nabbing of a delivery driver. This is kind of crazy. He faints in court when the judge set his bail at $50,000. Now, Bobby ain't even getting no bail yet, right? But this one here, he got $50,000 bail, and he just, I'm talking about freaked out. He went straight out like, I'm talking about fainted. Tried to really put on a show in front of the judge. Y'all check this out. How come we always be having these gangsters that want to be so hard? As soon as they get sentenced by the judge, they start crying or they do something like this.
Boston man collapses in court. Take a look right here. After his bail is set at $50,000. He is facing charges after allegedly stabbing someone as a result of road rage. Boston 25 News reporter Amel Ahel is joining us live tonight from where it all happened in Copley Square. And Amel, we could see the suspect was quite emotional there. It was plain to see.
That's right, Mark. We're talking about the man who's accused of stabbing somebody here along Huntington Avenue last night. Well, today, as you saw, he appeared in court for his arraignment when he collapsed. Take a look.
I am setting bail in the amount of $50,000 cash. I am ordering a stay away, no contact.
This was the scene inside a Boston Municipal courtroom on Wednesday when the man accused of stabbing another driver during a road rage incident collapsed, forcing the court into a recess.
All right, everyone step out in the hallway.
The stabbing took place Tuesday night when police say the suspect, 45-year-old Byron Alexander, got into a confrontation with a delivery driver near Huntington Avenue.
He was parked in front of them. He was beeping at them. They did not know who he was at that time. Eventually, a short time later, the defendant did get out of the vehicle. He did make threats to shoot them.
However, Alexander's attorney presented a different story.
I didn't say that.
He was not the aggressor. The other fellow was the aggressor. He was simply trying to defend himself. The other person accosted him, followed him around in his car, got behind his car, at the door of his car, struck him in the face as he was getting out of the car.
Yeah, somebody struck that tall black man in the face, and they were that stupid after his eyes was popping out of there like that, looking at them like that, probably screaming at them. Yeah, okay, somebody struck you.
Police say the victim was found by police with multiple stab wounds to his torso, and Alexander already having fled the scene. State prosecutors made note of Alexander's 6-page-long border protection record that includes a first-degree murder charge in 1997 that was broken down to manslaughter, as well as an armed robbery case and multiple restraining orders. That's why the state requested the $50,000 bail, which was granted.
Court's going to stand in recess.
Alexander is due back in court on September 30th. Reporting.
And the Academy Award for fainting in a court hearing goes to Alexander, you guys. Double tap that screen if y'all appreciate his performance, as well as what we got going on over here this morning for you, this Monday morning. Double tap that screen, because oh my God, that was crazy. Let's keep on going, y'all. We got to get on over to Washington, where Trump's inflammatory social media post throws blows and criticisms. Okay, this is not me, you guys, so don't beat me up because I'm reading something that somebody else wrote. Trump's inflammatory social media post throws blows and criticisms from Illinois officials. That's what they're basically saying. I guess this is the part where people are giving pushback right here about Trump actually deploying National Guard in Chicago. Let's go, y'all. I'm sorry.
Federal and state leaders are sparring in a war of words. President Trump posting an inflammatory message.
Clorox is donating 2 million wipes.
get YouTube Premium? Why don't you get YouTube Premium?
Clean feels good. Message on social media today referencing Chicago, and it prompted quick responses from the governor and 2 U.S. senators.
President Donald Trump taking to social media this morning, sharing an image that places him in front of the Chicago skyline with the caption, "Chipocalypse now." Trump's post saying, quote, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning." In Chicago, about to find out why it's called the Department of War. The president's post drawing strong reaction from local and state Democratic
What y'all
leaders,
think of that?
including Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Pritzker sharing the president's post and responding on X, saying the president of the United States is threatening to go to war with an American city. This is not a joke. This is not normal. Donald Trump isn't a strong man. He's a scared man. Illinois won't be intimidated by a wannabe dictator. Joining the governor in his criticism of the president, U.S. Senator Dick Durbin, who spent part of his Saturday in Pilsen for the Mexican Independence Day parade.
His tweet this morning was disgusting. To suggest that the troops are coming into Chicago or that the Department of War is going to be engaged is an embarrassment. This is a peace-loving community trying to do their best to make a living and raise a family.
Fellow U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth especially taking issue with the image's depiction of the president, saying, "Take off that cavalry hat, you draft dodger. You didn't earn the right to wear it. Stolen valor at its worst."
Woo! Don't you know that's Photoshop? He ain't posed for that picture. He probably condoned it, but he definitely didn't. He didn't pose for that picture. They just popped his face in there the same way everybody does. As long as you got his face, you can pop it on anybody's motionless body. And all of you guys that want me to go ahead and get YouTube Premium, go ahead and donate to the channel right now. Everybody that wants me to get YouTube Premium, all you got to do is go ahead and put a little tips together. Make sure that I got that right amount together, and go ahead, because this ring is fake. These suits that I be wearing, it's the same one every week or whatever like that. I ain't got no money like that to be paying for stuff. Y'all, some people real easy with telling somebody how to spend their money, but they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be good with telling people how to spend their money, but y'all don't got no snaps on the petro. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know it's hot out here for a pimp. That's why I don't be asking y'all for no money, because I know it's real. I ain't gonna ask you for no money if I know you ain't got it. So how you gonna tell me how to spend mine talking about get YouTube Premium? They be sending those notifications up all the time themselves too. You think I care? I can wait, click, and wait for that commercial to go off. Let's keep it moving. They're getting enough money out of me. If you send me $1, they only send me 70 cents. So guess what? I think they're getting enough. They need to give me YouTube Premium for free. How about that? Keep on moving forward, because now we got to go over here with this situation with Zelensky, because Zelensky is basically saying that Putin is playing with President Trump when it comes down to what's going on with the Ukrainian situation. Always saying that we're going to stop the WA war. Then they started again, start. So we got President Zelensky over here talking about that topic. Let's get into it, guys. And I'm on both sides of the fence about premium. It's just not that important to me, to be honest with you.
We met President Volodymyr Zelensky at this hollowed-out American-owned factory here in western Ukraine, destroyed by Russian cruise missiles 2 weeks ago. All 600 employees made it to the nearby bunker, but 23 were injured.
This American-owned building, do you think Putin targeted this on purpose?
I think nobody knows, maybe only God. Yes, but Putin knows what he's doing. Here, 1,000 kilometers, the distance to the front, even a little bit more.
Not an area that's usually hit.
No.
In fact, this region in southwest Ukraine, hundreds and hundreds of miles from the front line, has rarely been hit over the course of the war. The factory produces everyday items from coffee machines to lamps to printer cartridges, and is the largest employer in the region.
This is coffee machine. Really? I'm not sure that is dangerous for Russia, second biggest army in the world.
President Trump said he wasn't happy with this attack and set a 2-week deadline for Zelensky and Putin to meet.
Mr. President, you talk about more sanctions and more tariffs and more help from President Trump. And you have told him you think he has the power to do this. And yet the deadlines pass again and again, and another one has passed.
And every time a deadline passes, it's always something going on with another drone or another situation like that. I don't know, I can't call it, but I do have to be honest when I say to you, in the beginning, when I started paying attention to this situation, Voldemir here did say, at that time he stated, Vladimir has already promised 12 times, and every single time he's done something right after his promise. And it's probably about 5 more times since he said that. So I wouldn't know if he's going to tell the truth or if that's really happening. Because the next thing you know, you say, I'm going to stop, and boom, 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 something else happens. I don't know. It's sad and it's a bad situation. And for us to still be in a part of it, as far as funding it in any sort of way, it's actually hurting us as well. Now we got to keep on moving forward to this. Epstein and Maxwell, the accusers, basically are speaking out in an exclusive interview that we got going on here. Let's get into this right now, you guys. The situation is right here with the survivors. They're basically speaking out. Let's go.
Now to our exclusive interview with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell survivors and their family members speaking out together. Hallie Jackson did that interview and joins us now live. Hallie, there's also some breaking news tonight about the release of the Epstein files. Are we learning anything new?
That's right, Tom. Some 30,000 plus pages of material, and Democrats have said that most of it is not new. But more transparency is exactly what those survivors and their family members tell us they want to see. A show of hands here. If you or somebody you love was abused or trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. All of you. For the first time publicly, 9 Jeffrey Epstein survivors or their relatives together. Why did you decide to come here today?
I'm coming here because there's been a severe miscarriage of justice, a delay in accountability.
Each of us, in our own way, over the past several decades, have stood up and told our stories so that someone would listen to us, only to be faced with the frustration of being ignored.
Alone we are afraid, together we are feared.
Jenna Lisa Jones, Lisa Phillips, Jess Michaels, Marika Chartouni, Liz Stein, the siblings of Virginia Roberts Giuffre.
She should be here. I am so honored to be here with you guys. She would be here. She'd be screaming, you know.
And Wendy Avis.
Were you abused by Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes.
She has never before spoken out about the abuse she says she suffered at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein when she was a teenager in Florida.
I just put it behind. You didn't talk about it, didn't think about it, nothing. And it was kind of like, okay, now you have to heal from this. Now you have to address it and face it for the first time ever. Like, this is real.
How many of you want to see more documents released publicly related to the Epstein case?
The thing about this that I love so much is that even though they're weak individually, the way that they came together to find the strength that they needed, we got to commend that right there, you guys. You got to commend that for them. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. It ain't over. We got a whole bunch more coming up. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up. Yes, that's the microphone right there. Had to move the next to get to the next story because we got more. We got more in the clip. And if you guys appreciate the content, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, if you're not already a member, also hit that bell notification down there so you can know whenever we're on. Let's keep on moving, you guys. Let's keep on moving. We got to get back over to Trump because remember a couple of days ago, even me, I got to admit it, I actually made a title around this. I thought he was no longer with us. Yep, I actually thought that the president of the United States was no longer with us. And guess what? He laughed about it, about these rumors, and said it was sort of crazy. This is the response from then. I wasn't able to find it, and it's a few days old, I gotta be honest with you, but I never had a chance to really dive into it, and I want to. So let's go.
On to another president who is not mentally gone. President Trump is actually still alive after a very bizarre, false online speculation, with a lot of it kind of ghoulish, about the president dying.
They had me fooled.
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
I have heard it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. That's why the media has so little credibility.
I don't know what's worse, The fact that everybody is dreaming that the guy's going to be dead, or the fact that he rises again?
Also, I love the reaction from the vice president and everyone behind him, you know, to Peter Ducey's question. But the thing is, Joe Biden spent 40% of his presidency on vacation.
Yep.
And yet they're going to try to call out this man, a guy who ran circles around Kamala Harris in 2024, who's 20 years younger than him. So spare me. I mean, the gall of these people to tell us to lie about cheap fakes, to say that we were the liars, when they were the liars, and then to say that this man who's running circles around everyone, that somehow there's something wrong with him. It's like, spare me, people.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian.
What do you guys think about that? I mean, because they had me fooled. I got to be 1,000% honest with you. They had me tricked. Let's get on over to Massachusetts, where we got this new operation underway in Massachusetts with what? Ice, ice, doom, 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 doom. Do-do-do-do. That's right, you guys. ICE, they let them loose in Massachusetts, y'all. They let them loose. What y'all think about what we got going on so far? Y'all like the show so far? Let your boy know.
Well, a new ICE operation is underway in Boston. It's all part of a broader crackdown on sanctuary cities, and it comes just days after we saw the Trump administration file that federal lawsuit against the city of Boston and several of its leaders. Well, tonight, Mayor Michelle Wu is speaking out in person for the first time. NBC 10's Mary Marcos breaks down what she had to say.
Mayor Michelle Wu is calling this federal lawsuit a direct attack on Boston's values and on democracy itself. All of this comes as we're just learning about a new ICE operation launched right here in Massachusetts. The Trump administration filed a federal lawsuit against Boston Thursday, accusing the city of violating immigration laws with sanctuary policies. At the center of the case is Boston's Trust Act, which limits local police involvement in immigration enforcement while allowing the agencies to collaborate on public safety issues. Tonight, federal immigration officials confirmed they have launched a new operation in Massachusetts. Patriot 2.0 targets what federal officials call, quote, the worst of the worst, following a previous sweep that led to nearly 1,500 arrests, with only about half involving criminals. Now, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu is firing back against what she's calling an unconstitutional attack.
This federal administration continues to target Boston because we are proof of everything that shows why they are wrong. We are the safest major city in the country. They are attacking our communities in order to try to push forward their own authoritarian agenda.
Boston now joins a growing list of cities facing similar legal and enforcement actions, including New York, Los Angeles, and Denver.
Somebody said we like our borders with ICE.
The administration ramps up its crackdown on sanctuary cities. While the term isn't strictly defined, it generally refers to local policies that limit cooperation with ICE. A federal judge dismissed a similar lawsuit against Chicago earlier this summer, but with a new enforcement operation now active in Boston, this legal battle just got a lot more intense. In the newsroom, Mary Marcos, NBC 10 Boss.
Okay, Boston, y'all already see what's happening. Sanctuary cities, they are not playing. They coming for you. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. ICE, ICE, baby. We got to keep on moving forward because now Texas has more than 800 new laws that take effect. That's right, y'all. And many are going to impact the schools. Probably in a good way that you guys are thinking, kind of what I'm thinking. I'm hoping it got something to do with those books. What y'all think about that? I hope it got something to do with the books. Let's go.
Education was at the forefront of Texas's 89th legislative session. And starting Monday, more than 800 new laws go into effect across the state, many directly impacting schools and classrooms.
I think a lot of these things are very unpopular.
The kids to pay attention to their schoolwork and pay attention to the 10 Commandments.
One of the most talked about changes, House Bill 1481, banning cell phones in classrooms. Supporters say it will cut distractions and help students focus, while others warn it could create safety concerns.
I think one of the major consequences that happened with cell phones, and especially the connectivity to the internet and social media, that it affected learning.
I would point out that although in Uvalde, it didn't do them much good, but they were able to get a lot of information about what was going on in that classroom because kids had cell phones. classrooms.
Another new law, Senate Bill 10, allowing the 10 Commandments to be displayed in classrooms. Some lawmakers call it a return to traditional values. Critics say it blurs the line between church and state.
The church is the proper place to teach the 10 Commandments and support that particular religion. And I think the public school is the place to teach you the practical skills.
Tell me what's wrong with any of them. Right? I mean, what parent wants to tell their child to steal or to lie? I mean, everything that we teach our children all, through the years is based upon those anyway.
And Senate Bill 11 permits prayer in schools, giving districts the option to set aside time for voluntary student-led prayer.
What do you guys, so far we heard about 3 of them. Like they said, there are going to be 800 new laws that had to come into play in Texas that they're going to have to abide by. What do you guys think about those 3 that you just heard about? Prayer in school, 10 Commandments. What do you guys think about that? What we got over here? LGBTQ, XYZ. Do you support? No, we don't. Prayers and 10 Commandments should be back in school. Okay, UK is puff. And it's time for you to get up out of here. I got to get some people up out of here. Don't worry about the trolls, you guys. Let's get it going. We're going to have some fun in a minute because what I'm about to do is dun, 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 dun. I'm about to go swimming and they're going to be up out of here. I told you guys already, if you got a glove, all you got to do is say their name, and I'ma get them out of here. Let's go, because we got some Epstein information. His ex-girlfriend, her name is Stacy Williams. She briefly dated Jeffrey Epstein in the early 90s. She opens up about why she does believe that the Epstein list does need to be released. And she talks about some shaky stuff that happened when she went to a birthday party. I have nothing to do with this information. This is information that I'm getting from the internet. Don't be mad at us over our bottom line because we be putting it down. And some names that you might not want to hear are going to be coming up in this next clip. So let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Don't try to kill the messenger. Don't try for comfort the messenger, Naman. Let's go. Let's get this work. Let's get it in. Let's go.
Pressure is seemingly growing by the day on the Trump administration to release the Epstein files in full, including from one of Epstein's former girlfriends, Stacy Williams. Williams is out with a new op-ed in The Guardian urging for the files to be released. She writes that while her brief relationship with Epstein was consensual, quote, some of the events that took place within the confines of that relationship were not. That includes this allegation she first made against President Trump last October, writing that, quote, Epstein once walked me into Donald Trump's office at Trump Tower, where I was groped by Trump as Epstein stood by and watched. Then Trump campaign spokeswoman Carolyn Leavitt denied the allegation at the time, saying in a statement in part, quote, these accusations made by a former activist for Barack Obama and announced on a Harris campaign call 2 weeks before the election are unequivocally false. In her op-ed, Williams went on to write, quote, more recently, I have also shared something Epstein once told me at his mansion, that he had video of me disrobed in a bedroom in his home. She added, quote, we deserve healing that comes from accountability. Sexual violence and trafficking have no political party. And Stacy Williams joins us now. Stacy, very well said. And, I have followed your case with interest because you're one of the people who can definitely ID that Donald Trump had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein in the early 1990s. Can you talk about that?
Yes, I dated Jeffrey for, dating is sort of over exaggerating what it was, but we saw each other for a period of 4 months. And as I said in my op-ed, there was an incident where Jeffrey asked me to go for a walk with him and then walk me into Trump Tower, where Donald proceeded to grope me while Jeffrey stood there and watched. And then afterwards, out on the street, Jeffrey berated me for allowing him to do it.
And then at what stage in the relationship did Epstein tell you about his videoing unconsensually of you?
Well, towards the end, because you don't hear that and keep seeing someone. I think it took a little time to process like a lot of what went on when I dated him. It was towards the end. And as I said, it was a very brief period. I was traveling a lot. It wasn't a serious relationship, but we did date.
All right, y'all. I don't know what you guys think about that, but from what I got out of that is that means that she's not the only one that he was, she's not the only one that he had the lights, camera, and action on. And that goes to another question. Where are the videotapes? Where is the footage? Where is the data? That's the information that I think we need to be going after instead of lists. Because if you got some information where people caught on video, there's nothing better than actually having a video or photo, unless it's Photoshop. But a video, you better, unless it's AI, because if it's something official when it's on video, somebody getting in trouble. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now, where we going with it? Let's go. We got more to go. We got more to go. We got more to go. Washington. Okay, Republicans are joining a lawsuit with the Democrats in pursuit of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Let's go. We got the uniformness going on together right now with the bipartisan situation where they're saying it's bad news for President Trump because Republicans are joining with the survivors and the Democrats in the pursuit of these Epstein files.
Dave Ehrenberg is back with me, and we're joined by Emily Brooks, Capitol Hill correspondent for The Hill, Megan Hayes, former special assistant to President Biden, and Maura Gillespie, founder of Blue Stack Strategies and previous advisor to former House Speaker John Boehner. Welcome, all of you. So, Dave, the survivor stories are heartbreaking. Why did they not gain traction before? Why were these women repeatedly dismissed by authorities?
That's what they want to know. They've been ignored apparently by state and federal prosecutors to some extent and by politicians who claim that they have their backs. And so they want to know, why are we being silenced? Why are you not hearing us? And I think when President Trump called them a hoax, they had had enough. That was the final straw, and that led to the press conference. And one reason why you haven't heard a lot from them recently is that Virginia Giuffre, who was the survivor who spoke out the most, she committed suicide recently, and that left
we ain't gonna believe that word right there so much, talking about the way it went down. I don't trust it so much. I don't trust that exactly that's the way that she lost her life. Let's keep going.
Conspicuous void since then. And now from that press conference, you see that new survivor voices are speaking up. And that's bad news for President Trump because it means that this controversy is not going away. I mean, you even had Marjorie Taylor Greene at that press conference, who's one of the most loyal Trump supporters. And so it had to be extra annoying for the president. And it shows until they release the files, this thing's only going to get worse.
Yeah, and also Virginia Giuffre posthumously has a book coming out to be released, I think, October, November, chronicling her story.
And she basically said that if anything ever happens to me, I still want my book to come out no matter what. Miss Virginia Giuffre. And I'm imagining, what is going to be in that book? Let's see if they try to redact that book.
MAGA continues to cover up the Jeffrey Epstein case. And today we are joined by Spencer Kuven. He's an attorney who has represented 9 survivors of Jeffrey Epstein for over 20 years. Counselor, thank you so much for joining us at iHip News today. This is just breathtaking, what is happening to these survivors of this horrific child predator.
It's awful. It's unbelievable. I've been fighting this fight for, like you said, almost 20 years now, from the day that 14-year-old little girl walked into my office with her parents. They have not been believed from the beginning. And then once they were believed, they were let down by the state attorney's office, by the U.S. attorney's office, by the federal government when he got rearrested, by the Department of Justice when he died in jail, and now again by the Congress for their failures to disclose all the information that's out there on this child predator.
What kind of impact does this have on the survivors when they see that Ghislaine Maxwell is able to meet with Trump sycophant, I think the last name is Blaine, who represented him at Blanche, and his 34 felony counts. And she's able to tell them what satisfies them. And she's a convicted sex offender. She shouldn't be moved.
And liar, by the way. Convicted of perjury.
And she's moved. What kind of impact does that have on a survivor?
It's awful. I mean, look, it's reopening a wound that has existed now for 20 years. Every time that this sex predator is in the news, the victims have to see this. I wanted you guys to hear the fact that he said a 14-year-old girl
with her parents walked into his office. And that was 20 years ago. This same person is 34 years old now. And they've been dealing with that for all of that time, their entire life. You guys can't laugh and joke about stuff like that. That's not nothing that you just want to throw the wool over someone's eyes about. People have lost their lives about this situation right here. Very, very tragic event. That's why we keep on covering it. And that's why we dive so far into it. Yes, that's exactly why we do what we got to do. Do I have any more on this topic? Because I know if I do, you guys definitely gonna want it. Let me just make sure. And another reason I did that is because that's an actual lawyer with some real accounts of what we going for here. Real accounts. Like this 16-year-old situation. Then this lady might be what, 36. But when her first time she dealt with or met with Jeffrey Epstein, she was 16 years old. And as you guys can see, they're finding a sisterhood together here by coming together and being able to tell their story.
Good afternoon. My name is Haley Robson. I was a 16-year-old high school student athlete who made good grades and had high aspirations for college when I was recruited and asked by a classmate of mine alongside with a 20-year-old male if I wanted to give an old rich guy a massage. But what high school girl would not want to do that? That day changed my life forever. And when I got into the massage room, Jeffrey Epstein undressed and asked me to do things to him. My eyes welled up with tears, and I have never been more scared in my life. When it was over, he paid me $200 and requested in exchange that I bring a girl each time to make another $200. I told him I did not want to do that. And then he gave me an ultimatum. Either you come here and massage me when I call you, or you bring me friends of yours to massage, and I will give you $200 per girl for each time she comes. I felt and hoped to never hear from him again, but he called me every day. He was so wealthy and powerful, and he would not let me go. I felt I had no choice. If I disobeyed him, I knew something bad would happen. So knowing I did not want to be sexually abused, I started to bring him other girls from my high school, and he paid me $200 for bringing them. I just hoped each time it would be the last time. One day, the stepmom of one of the girls brought him and called the police on Jeffrey Epstein. The police then called me in for questioning. I had told them the truth despite the fact that I was a teenager and a minor, and I was able to tell the police the names of all the other victims. The police treated me like a criminal. I had, by this time, had turned 18. I had been with Jeffrey since I was 16 and for 2 years. So they had told me So they told me I was going to be arrested. My name was then distributed to the press as a co-conspirator of my abuser, who I detested.
So basically, you guys see how this was going on. That's why I wanted to show some of the stories and the way that it played out. $200 to a high school kid with not a lot of money. That's a lot of money right there. And then telling you to bring more people. Now, your greed is another situation when you have to be honest about that. We want to talk about that because let's call it what it is. Now, you was taking the money, 16 years old. That's illegal right there. First of all, for him to even be dealing with anybody 16-year-old, period. Why is this child in this man's house? Let's go there. And why is he even able to say anything like that to them? Who's bringing these girls over there? Crazy situation right there. $200. And then as you can see, that was his thing. Bring more, bring more, bring more. And that, like she said, almost every day. Got to keep on moving forward to the Oval Office right now where Trump says the Biden administration has terribly failed the United States. And we know exactly what we're looking for. And when they say what they're looking for, they're talking about, let me let them tell it. Let's go. Let's get into this real quick. Let's go.
Come together, you watch.
Could you right here.
Yeah, behind you, please, yes.
Yes, sir. You haven't been shy about taking bold, decisive, offensive action to protect American values. Strikes in Iran, the strikes this past Tuesday at the positively ID'd Trinidad narco-terrorists. Is that going to be a critical function of the Department of War moving forward?
It depends on the individual instance, you know. We don't want drugs coming in from Venezuela or anybody else or any place else, so we'll be tough on that. We don't want human trafficking. We don't want to see people coming in where they opened their prisons from all over the world and they dumped their prisoners into our country, which is what they did in the Biden administration, where they took insane asylums and places that held people that were seriously mentally ill, mentally incompetent, mentally dangerous, and they dumped those people into our country, and we're trying to get them out now. What they've done, what the Democrats and Biden have done to this country will go down in infamy. What they have done to our country, and especially that, they created the worst inflation we've ever had. That's nothing compared to what they did with the people in our country right now. And we're getting them out, and it's not easy when you have the liberal judges destroying our country, but we've won them all. We've won it all, ultimately won it all.
Let's get on over to Boston right now, where there's a pushback from Pam Bondi, i.e. with who? Mayor Wu. What's her name? Mayor Wu. She's basically suing. I'm sorry, let's get on over here to doom, 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 doom. I made a mistake, because we did that already. Doom, 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 doom. Let's get over to ICE, baby. That's right. We over here, we got the situation where these illegal migrants got caught on camera and guess what? Locked up in Boston. And when you guys hear their charges, I want you to let me know if you think that this effort is going in the wrong manner. Do you think that they're arresting the wrong people? Especially when you hear the charges that these men right here get charged with. You guys let me know what y'all think about that. Let's go.
Sanctuary offenders in America.
First, we begin with correspondent Molly Line. She is there on the ground in Boston, close by to where today's raid went down. What can you tell us, Molly?
Good afternoon, Jillian. The federal government, that surge, is underway in full force as promised by Trump administration officials. The administration kicking off a major immigration enforcement operation here in Boston and, as you mentioned, in the surrounding area. This morning, we witnessed one capture of an illegal migrant charged previously with multiple sex crimes.
First one has been arrested for aggravated rape, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, and indecent assault and battery on a person 14 or over.
Person 14 or older.
ICE says this criminal from Guatemala entered illegally, arrested in Revere, Massachusetts, with an assist from Homeland Security investigations, as this advanced operation targets the most egregious offenders under the leadership of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. The surge comes as Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the Department of Justice is suing the city of Boston and Mayor Michelle Wu, accusing both of being among the worst sanctuary offenders in America, noting they explicitly enforce policies designed to undermine law enforcement and protect illegal aliens from justice. If Boston won't protect its citizens from illegal alien crime, this Department of Justice will.
Keep on going now, because yes, we go all over, you guys. We got to go on over to South Carolina. That's where my people from. That's where my people from. I ain't got no problem telling you guys that. My people come from the great state of South Carolina. But even though it's a nice state and it seems like it's nice and calm, not all the time, you guys, not all the time. Anybody in here from South Carolina, come on to the front of the stage. My people from Florence, over there by Myrtle Beach, not too far from Myrtle Beach. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Down there in Florence, South Carolina. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on now, South Carolina. We got this video that shows the moments before a fatal situation happens on a North Carolina train. Everybody right now, do your boy a favor. Please, if you can't handle graphic content, do not watch this clip right now. Do not watch this clip because, I mean, even though they freeze frame it before it happens, just knowing that this person is about to be harmed, and we already got a graphic content warning right here of a stills nabbing. I can't say the word. A stills nabbing on a North Carolina train. Let's go. Looks like a regular day on the train where these people are just sitting down. This guy right here looks a little fidgety. And it's a little crazy right now because it makes me feel like I don't even want nobody sitting behind me on the train or the bus anymore. I might as well stand up. He's already moving around, looking a little nervous. His face looks like he's crying or looks like he's distressed or going through some sort of mental situation. The trains are stopping at the stops. He still looks like he's going through some sorrow situations, right? You got to be careful and pay attention to people around you when they're going on like this. I'm not trying to be a fear monger, no. I want people to be smart and educate themselves, to stop being so careful, especially when you're into your phones and everything like that. She's going to work. That's either Taco Bell, what does that say? Zappetti's. She's going to work at Zappetti's, right? She sat in front of this guy. There's no audio because this is just the train audio. So what's about to happen right now is actually what they're talking about, what the whole video is about, and the fact that this lady lost her life because she sat in the wrong place with the wrong person sitting behind her. I would stay looking around if I'm you, paying attention to people. But then again, how you gonna know? How you gonna know? Doors go to close.
Doors are closing.
She's about to pull off. For no apparent reason, no contact, no nothing. No reason at all. No reason at all. At all. I'm glad they freeze streaming. I don't want to see anything like that. But yeah. Like a pocket in his life or something like that. Pocket one. Yes, North Carolina, you guys. This happened yesterday, actually. It happened on the train. I'm sure you're going to hear more about it. Terrible, tragic event where someone lost their lives on the train, going to work, innocent person. We want to pray for the person, the soul. And as I find out more information about this, you guys, I'm going to make sure that I get it to you. We say in Jesus' name, amen. Terrible, tragic situations right there. Terrible. We got to get on over to Washington, where a reporter asked Trump, how much is it going to cost to rename and change the Department of Defense to the Department of what? WAR.
The strength, we wouldn't have settled any of them. Yeah,
Mr. President, is it your expectation that Congress will codify this name change in the law?
I don't know, but we're going to find out, but I'm not sure they have to. We're signing an executive order today.
So basically he's saying, are they going to codify the name? Meaning, are they going to validate it, stamp it so that no matter what president comes, they can't change the name? He says he's going to do it under an executive order. Can't executive orders be changed once another president comes in and overturns it? I don't know. You guys tell me. Let me know.
We're going to find out. We're going to see. If they do, we're going with it, and we're going with it very strongly. There's a question as to whether or not they have to, but we'll put it before Congress.
Do you know how much this rebrand will actually cost? And are there any concerns about, the Pentagon's mission of actually cutting back on spending?
Yeah, but not a lot. We know how to rebrand without having to go crazy. We don't have to recarve a mountain or anything. We're going to be doing it not in the most expensive. We're going to start changing the stationery as it comes due and lots of things like that. We're not going to be doing things like have been done in the past when they changed the name of forts that shouldn't have been changed. Those names of the fort should not have been changed, at least for the most part. And as you know, many of them have been changed back already.
And I don't know what's going on with the Redskins, you guys, as far as Washington. What's that, the Commanders or the Redskins? Commanders or the Redskins? Redskins or Commanders? Which one is you guys going for? Because Trump is basically saying that Washington wants the Redskins names back. What do you guys think is better? I think it's either the Commanders or the Redskins. What do you guys think? We're going to keep on moving forward now. We got some more Jeffrey Epstein information to report, where the missing minutes from the Jeffrey Epstein's jail video is out. We've actually got it here. And they're also saying that the information contradicts what Pam Bondi stated about someone in the jail telling her that every 12 o'clock the cameras reset. It kind of contradicts it when we look at this video right here, you guys. And again, don't beat up the messenger. This is my job. I bring you guys content. It ain't my fault that this is what they're saying. Let's go.
The missing minute of the Jeffrey Epstein jail surveillance tape has surfaced, and it leaves more questions than answers. The new footage shows nothing unusual happening during that minute. You can only see several guards working near Epstein's cell. The new footage released also shows Epstein being moved through the detention center to make a phone call. It also directly contradicts the Justice Department.
And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing.
That was Attorney General Pam Bondi speaking back in July, saying the missing minute didn't exist. The new video also raises some questions. The new videos do not have any metadata, which would be a way to confirm if it's raw video or if it's been edited.
Believe it or not, don't think that you're saying something wrong, you in the comments. You guys are saying old footage and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right. And if you believe any of this Epstein, K-I-double-L himself, you believe that in the Easter Bunny, you're totally right. Exactly. You're totally right about that. Somebody said something about eggs at $3.99 at Trader Joe's. Oh yeah? Y'all better go get some of them Trader Joe eggs. Check this out, y'all. Let's keep on moving forward. It ain't over. It ain't over. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, because guess what? We still rocking over here. We still rocking, y'all. Let's go. We got to get on over to Miami-Dade, Leisure City, where a trio got locked up in their connection for a loss of a life of a 16-year-old. Terrible, tragic situation here, guys. Terrible, tragic situation. I tell you the truth, I'm glad the summer's over. I'm hoping that back to school. How many of you guys ready for that? Back to school. I think that's tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, right, guys? Back to school. I know what y'all thinking. Y'all ain't got to go, but y'all got to get the hell out of here. And some of y'all kids already went back to school. So this goes out to all of my parents that get to hear this right now, because the kids is back in school. Let's go, y'all. Let's keep it going, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Also developing this morning, the investigation into 3 suspects arrested continues after a teenager was struck by gunfire.
And that teen hospitalized in critical condition, as we now see some new video showing the exact moment shots rang out. Local 10's Hannah Yashivi in West Miami-Dade with more.
Christian, Alexis, just before I show you that new video that we got into our newsroom this morning, I do want to give you an update on that 16-year-old teenager who was rushed to the hospital. He was airlifted, and doctors there telling his family that because how severe his injuries were, he could become paraplegic. Now, the story you're about to watch, I do want to give you a heads up. Some parts of it may be difficult to watch.
A 16-year-old boy was shot in a Leisure City neighborhood right on the intersection of Southwest 283rd Street and 140th Place in Southwest Miami-Dade. It all happened this past Friday, very early in the morning. Miami-Dade Sheriff's detectives identifying him as Elijah Quintero. In this new video we obtained, you can see a man holding a gun, turning around, and running back to a house nearby. Watch how moments later, 3 people come back out of the house. They all appear to be trying to find a spent shell casing
they're looking for the
to
shell.
possibly clean up evidence from that shooting scene. Detectives say the 2 men and the woman charged left Quintero hurt on the street, screaming in pain.
Wow.
Now you can see first responders rushing that 16-year-old to the hospital. One of his friends saying he didn't deserve this.
He was a good guy in general. Like, he would help, the old ladies. We used to do clean services together.
When Quintero got to the hospital, doctors listed his condition as critical. They even said he may become paraplegic. Deputies working this case believe 20-year-old Napoleon Bryant is the gunman.
Piece of shit.
Deputies say these 3 people,
Good.
including Bryant, are responsible for that shooting.
Good.
All 3 of them, including a woman, faced a judge yesterday.
Keep her in there.
Jesus Aguilar and Tazaria Miller were charged as co-conspirators, meaning they also participated in this crime in one way or another.
And that suspected shooter is being held right here at the jail on no bond. The other 2 people that you saw on your screen just seconds ago, that man and that woman, were given a bond amount yesterday by that judge. The man left overnight. That woman is still detained. We are waiting for her to be released in just the next few hours. But the judge telling them they can't have any sort of contact with that teenager.
I mean, of course. What does that help in talking about they can't have no contact with the teenager after they already hurt the boy? He needs to be in there until they find out what's happening to him. That was a real sucker move right there. That's what we call that. That was a sucker move. When somebody running to bang them in the back, that's a sucker move right there. We don't condone no stuff like that. Where we from, we do it like this, and we do it in your face, and we live to fight another day. We don't do the pow-powing over here. No, we do it like this. And if you win, you win. All of that right there, that's that punk new age crap. I'm from this era right here. Yeah, Generation X. That's right. Yeah, get outside. What y'all doing in this house? Drink that water out that water hose over there. You keep on coming back and forth inside this house, boy, you gonna stay in here. Back in the day, what that used to be scary for us. Now, oh, okay, playing video games all day. No social connections. Let's keep on moving forward. Now we got to go on over to Texas because their reaction after lawmakers act not to ban. Are they about to okay and make it legal for THC in Texas? Let's find out, y'all. I know everybody ran to the screen right now like, huh? Abba-dooba-baba-beeba. What is he talking about? Really? Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Politicians have finally gavelled out, ending nearly 6 months of lawmaking, including 1 regular and 2 special sessions. They were able to pass legislation on everything from STAR test reform to flood relief, but a ban on THC couldn't cross the finish line. 6 News reporter Sydney Walker spoke with 2 local representatives and a hemp shop owner about what's next for the future of THC in Texas.
Regulating THC was a big motivation behind Governor Abbott calling a special session. Now 2 sessions later, and still no bill.
Feeling great, definitely.
For the first time
Are
in
you?
months.
One day, we're in the clear. The next day, they're gonna, take everything we worked for away.
Texas hemp shop owners like Callan Salganic can take a deep breath.
I think that it's a breath of fresh air for not just Texas.
No pun intended. It's a breath of fresh air. And you sell TH. Come on.
But it should be for Americans as well that, our voices were heard.
After a veto on a hemp THC ban and no success on banning or regulating in special sessions, the looming ban is over for now.
It's always possible that we could get called back.
Representative Brad Buckley said that there were a few last-minute Hail Marys to pass a regulatory THC bill.
And there was some talk about, the possibility of a THC bill coming forward, and there was the committee was kind of put on alert.
But it wasn't the right time. Buckley cited conflict between Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who wants a full ban, and Governor Abbott.
I believe the governor's proclamation was pretty clear about.
I tell you one thing, those are some really big buds. I guess everything really is bigger in Texas. I gotta keep on moving right now. I gotta get back to the Oval Office where the president says that Democrats are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
On your comments on the taxes, on the upcoming tax
That's
bill.
crazy right there. Everything is bigger in Texas, huh?
On the taxes, on the upcoming tax bill, are you discussing, do you want that new tax bill to eliminate inflation from calculating capital?
When you say the upcoming tax bill, because when you have an upcoming, we just passed the biggest tax cut in the history of our country. So there's nothing upcoming. There's something that we just passed. So we passed the biggest tax cut in the history of our country for the middle class, for the worker. And that's the only bill that we're really talking about. We did a good job. It's very comprehensive. And I will say the Democrats, if you gave them every point that they wanted, every point that they've dreamt of all their lives, you wouldn't get one Democrat vote. They really are. They've become deranged, sick. It's crazy. If you gave them a list of the top 10 things that the Democrats wanted and you put them in a bill to get passed, you wouldn't get one vote.
Wow.
It's the only thing they have. They stick together, but they're dying. I mean, they're down to 16% approval rating, the lowest rating in history for either party. And we have the highest rating we've ever had. The Republicans have the highest rating we've ever had.
Keep on moving, you guys, because now I got something for you in this next clip. I couldn't wait for this to come up myself because I like entertainment myself. So let's go ahead and get over here to what happened yesterday. You guys remember we went to that mall and we went inside of there and we saw those guys, boom, busting that glass and trying to hit that jewelry case in order to get at the jewelry. I think that was in Los Angeles, the mall that's in Los Angeles, right? Well, now we found the inventor of the preventive glass. Man, let me tell you something. They could bang on that glass until they sweating bullets. And guess what? They still ain't gonna break because this man has made this unbreakable glass. It stops thieves targeting local stores. He may be onto something here. Let's go, you guys, let's go. If I was a jewelry store owner or a small business owner, I would definitely want this man's glass in my business. Check this out, y'all.
10:30, a loss prevention innovation. Businesses are turning the tables on would-be thieves with unbreakable glass that doesn't shatter, something that could put smash-and-grab thieves out of business. Just this week, masked thieves leave empty-handed after trying to bust
Sherman
into
Oaks,
one of
right?
these display cases at a jewelry store in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
Tonight, we get a look at how the shatterproof glass works and why it could put an end to smash and grab thefts. Rick Chambers in Studio City with the story.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, Micah, this is one of those, why didn't I think of that moments? A local
He about to be
businessman who was
paid.
trying to protect his own goods may have come up with something to help protect everybody's. It may be the blessing that LA retailers have been waiting for. It's called a polycarbonate unbreakable glass that stores are now using to defend against hammer-toting criminals. Ray Thiessen, himself a business owner, got the idea 2 years ago.
A lot of break-in back then and that time, a lot of break-in to liquor store and smoke shops especially.
So he went to work.
And we did a lot of tests, drove in the car, hit it with the slug hammer. We try a lot of different ways.
It's a material that actually has been around for a while. But Ray saw that by customizing the sheets to fit a customer's needs, he could save them money and heartache. He advertised his product on social media, and the calls started coming.
They say that's amazing. We need to do my store. When can you come over?
His most recent success story is Christoph's Jewelers at Westfield Fashion Square in Sherman Oaks. Conveniently close to a mall exit, the jeweler had been hit earlier this year. But on Wednesday, as hard as they tried, the thieves couldn't break the new cases, and not one piece of jewelry was lost. Now, reinforced doors and windows are popping up all around LA.
That's a jackpot for me. You know what I mean? Like, it make me feel so good. Make me feel really, really good. Because I did that business or I did this, something like that, and I protect that business, make the business owner happy. That make me so happy.
That's his commercial right there.
And Ray tells us that you can use the same material on business walls and ceilings. Again, the name of the business is RT Unbreakable Glass. If you go to our website at ktla.com, we'll have information there tomorrow on how you can contact that company.
That's today, y'all. RT Unbreakable Glass. And you know how we do over here. We share the information. So if you have a business, you guys might want to get y'all some RT Unbreakable Glass. Because, yo, this dude tried to bow. And what they did was he was smart. They put a piece of glass on the top so it still gives the sheen of glass. And they think that it's glass, right? But nuh-uh. That's that RT up under there, baby. Try to steal something from that store if you want to. Couldn't get into the smoke shops. Couldn't get into the other places. Now that was genius. Why didn't I think of that? How many of you guys are thinking that to yourself right now in the comments? Damn, why didn't I think of that? I could have been in the beach somewhere just chilling, laid back, right? There we go, y'all. We're going to keep on moving forward. What we got it? What do you call it? Real talk, glass. That's right. It's better than Elon Musk Cybertruck pitch. The glass is impressive. We're going to keep on moving forward. We got to come on over to my state, the great state of New York, where President Trump came. And what did he do? He came to watch the tennis matches yesterday. He came with his granddaughters and they chilled out. And matter of fact, no, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We got to go over to this lady who's really into her singing. I'm talking about, you know how when you driving in your car and your jam come on and you be like, gonna be starting something, got to be starting something. And you just feel like you Michael Jackson and you just want to do a move. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you want to just moonwalk or something like that because that song is just all in your head. I want you guys to keep that same energy when we looking at this next person right here. Because she was listening to this Britney Spears song, and I'm going to tell you, she really got into it. She recorded herself singing while driving before her car flipped over. Let's go, y'all. Let's get into it.
She's in her car belting out a song. Hit me, baby, one more time. Yep, it's the Britney Spears classic, Hit Me, Baby, One More Time. But watch what happens next. is in slow-mo. Check out the panicked look on her face as she loses control of her car. The camera is rolling the entire time, recording every second as the accident unfolds. She ends up like this, with the car flipped on its side.
I mean, well, technically, she did say, "Hit me, baby, one more time," right?
Just my own little personal concert, and it just got interrupted.
21-year-old nursing student Caitlin McCutcheon tells Inside Edition she was singing away on her way to her grandparents' house in Pennsylvania when her car skidded on some gravel.
I tried to correct it, and I ended up going up the side of a hill and rolling. If the hill wasn't there, I think I would have saved it, but
It was there.
I'm not sure.
It
I
was
did
there.
walk away with a concussion. I had a bunch of bruises all over my legs, but I was okay in the end.
As for recording herself singing in the car,
I won't do it anymore, obviously.
lesson learned: don't sing and drive.
You know, so a lot of people would say, "Girl, you sing so bad, your car gave up." Your car fought back. That's how bad you sing. Your car got you? Come on now, you know you wrong for that right there. You sing so bad that your car got you back. We got to keep on moving forward, you guys, because it ain't over. I hope you guys appreciate that clip, because I know I did. I needed that laugh right there. Hit me, baby, one more time. She felt that right there, y'all. Let's keep on moving forward. Let's keep on moving forward, because now we got this situation right here, a very heartfelt situation, where I got to just say that humans and angels are sometimes one and alike. Because sometimes we go through tragic situations and we're left alone with no family members and nobody really to be there for us. This situation right here, I think it's a beautiful story because of what happened. We got a dog that lost its owner to a tragic automobile accident. It's not about the automobile accident. It's about what happened after that and the way people stepped up to take care of the dog as well. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I want you guys to check this story out. Very heartfelt, tragic situation. Check this story out.
A dog was left abandoned after his owner was hit and killed in a hit and run in South LA, and he waited near his owner's body for hours as police investigated. And tonight, for the first time, we are hearing from the man who stepped in to save that dog from being turned over to a shelter. NBC4's Karma Dickerson shares their story.
When a car plowed into a cyclist in Watts August 18th, that hit-and-run driver shattered more than one life, leaving a cyclist dead and his four-legged companion alone in the world.
And he kind of just paced around the owner's body.
Distraught, confused, who can say what exactly was going on in this dog's head as he refused to leave his friend's body?
And just started howling and just whining. It was really sad.
But Alex Troy just couldn't leave him there.
It took a lot of convincing at the scene of the accident for him to come with me.
Alex is a social media star, popular for creating car content, but who also shoots breaking news scenes. He says he came out to the hit-and-run investigation and after asking around, determined the dog belonged to a man believed to be homeless.
ChatGPT thinks he's half Akita and half Husky with a little bit of German in him.
There didn't seem to be anybody to take him, so Alex brought him home.
I feel like he thought I was kidnapping him. He escaped from my house the day I got him. So he got up on this motorcycle, got up right here, there's a ton of paw prints right here, and then somehow busted this window after pulling down the screen doors and got out over here. And this is all just wooded area.
That's the Husky in him.
The why, however, solidly Akita.
Alex is pretty sure that during that daring escape, this guy was trying to get back to his owner, and that loyalty is so very Akita. As a matter of fact, this breed known as the most loyal dogs in the world.
2 weeks after that escape and another rescue by community members, the dog will hardly let Alex out of his sight. But much about him remains a mystery, even his name.
I just have to whistle or just yell dog. D-A-W-G, dog.
So what was originally thought to be a lack of training turns out may just be a language barrier. Watch this. Hand. Hand. Mano. Mano. Buen chico. Buen chico.
As far as what's next, Alex says his 3 other dogs are not warming up to the new rescue. But at this point, he can't bear to see him go to a stranger.
I'm trying to convince one of my friends if they would just take it. One of my closer friends, and maybe if the story comes out, it'll convince one of them.
Mano. That's assuming this guy ever agrees to leave Alex's side. Carmen Dickerson, NBC4 News.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to make some more room for him, because we're gonna have to get that. We're gonna have to have him have a place to stay. And I think that's the perfect combination right there. And I don't know how he was the one to be able to find that dog, but angels are here in our world. And that person right there, Alex, the one that saved that dog, I would love for that to be my friend. I want friends like that. Those are the friends that I want. Can I get some friends like that? I'm gonna go try to find his social network page. I'm gonna be like, look, I saw that story with you and that Akita. You a cool dude. Can you be my friend? Straight up and down. I love people like that. You know why? Because we don't get a lot of people like that in the world right now. He's making so much amends and certain things to happen for that dog. And I love animals. So, hey, you got me with that, brother. You're my brother, even though you might be another race. Go ahead and double tap that screen, you guys, if y'all appreciate the content that we gave you today. Because guess what? It's time to make some of that money, 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 money. All y'all got to do is hit that link in the description, fill out one of those surveys. You'll make some money, and I will make some money too. That's right. The surveys that's in there is up to about, I would say, $450 today. So why not? Go ahead and fill it out. Also, you might have a business. You might be a mobile detailer. You could be a barber. I don't know what you do. You know how to do landscaping? You're trying to promote your business? Cool. Send it over to us at bridgethisllc@gmail.com. Bridge, like the Brooklyn Bridge, this LLC@gmail.com. We're going to put it up in that post notification area, but it's got to be 1080 by 1080 in order for it to fit. That's not my rules. That's what YouTube says. Our rules are you got to be subscribed or be a member in order to get it up there. That's it. Also, you guys, this is going to be your last chance to like and send me all the money in your pockets. Also, another thing we got going on in this, and that's what we got coming up, is the Show Your Talent search. I've been talking about this talent search all summer. We've been putting it down. The last location we was at the Throgs Next Superstore in the Bronx. Myself and DJ Don Dada from Black Ink Crew. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? We turned it out and we had a good time there. Didn't find any winner, so we're going to go back there and see if we can keep on looking. Next borough is Brooklyn. So if you guys want to be a part of the Show Your Talent search, where you can make $250 in your borough, and hopefully when you win it all, you make another $1,000. All y'all got to do is go to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. Go down to the first page, join the mailing list, and that's it. Once you join the mailing list, you'll know when the events are going to be, because you're on the mailing list. And I'm also going to be the host. That's right, your boy BOOGOTTINYC will be there hosting those events. And it's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. You guys want to go get that Big Drip Hard Punch? All y'all got to do is go to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. 2 G's, 2 P's. I guess I like doubles, took the combination out because we ain't messing with the bubbles. Ain't no bubbles in that Big Drip. 14% alcohol, straight up and down. It's 12-ounce can. Ask for it, even if they don't have it. Help your boy out. Go in the store and say, hey, y'all got Big Drip? Nope. Well, I'm out of here. Don't even let them give you nothing else. And with that being said, you guys, I want to shout some people out. I want to show some love and give some prayers before y'all walk out and go to work this morning. So who we going to pray for this morning? We got Mark Dorfman. We got Jeffrey Spilker. We got, who else we got up in here? I see you, Liberty and Justice, trying to make sure you in this one, right? Batty Lynn. We've got Sky. We've got Kendra. We've got Rebecca, Lon Yen Bueno. We got my boy Casey, who's always in the building. We got Dot Focus. Everybody under the sound of my voice, I want you guys to have a phenomenal day. I want you guys to be safe. I want you to understand that even if you don't get it right, if he give you another day to get up, that's what it's all about, being able to make it forward, because problems are going to be there. But problems present opportunities for us to move forward. And with that being said, everybody have a safe, fantastic day. And I want to say in Jesus' name, amen. With that being said, you guys, y'all know what it is. Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, Liberty, Common Sense, Jeffrey Spilker, Amar, Gary, Rebecca, Mr. Paris, Ice Fairy, Chris, and all of you guys, I appreciate you too. So until tomorrow, Get him. Peace. 1.